Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and the gang is all here, as I like to say. Hello, Damon Williams, hot off of some stage or another, I believe.
Yeah, I'm always bouncing off the mic. Uh, where was I last week? Oh, I went to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Saturday.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that was cool. It was nice. It's a black-owned comedy club called the Silly Rabbit Comedy Club.
I love that name.
Silly
Yes,
wabbit.
I
yes.
absolutely. And is it rabbit or wabbit?
It's rabbits and there's no tricks.
That's for kids. That's right. That's right. Awesome. Awesome. And hello, Cameron. How are you?
Hello, Sybil. Hello, Damon. Just
Hey,
doing my thing, trying to improve racial equity.
And how does that look?
It looks like there has been a shift in the cultural climate about what students expect to get out of college. So it's a bit of a hard sell for them now.
Oh, okay. So give us the pitch. Give us something. Give us an idea of what we're talking about here.
What I've been telling students is that if you want to be a global citizen, if you want to become an asset to your community, if you want to meet people from around the world and be aware of your impact as a person, that's why you go to college. You don't go to college just to get a degree. You go to college to expand your mind and expand what I call your cultural real estate.
All right.
Yeah.
And how's your cultural real estate these days?
Well, ever since I met Sybil Wilkes, it's been doing pretty well.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And have you done anything fun for yourself, Cameron, as you were
Uh,
expanding the cultural real estate of
la-
others?
Last week, I went shopping with my mom to J.C. Penney's. That's a retail. Well, I'm sorry. I would say a retail chain, but it is a single retail store in Chicago.
So there's only
Uh,
one J.C. Penney's now?
there is only one. There
Is
can
that
only
at
be
Ford
one.
City or is it somewhere else?
It's off of Torrance, kind of in
Oh.
kind of along like the Lansing area.
Oh,
well,
wow. So
there's a secret one still in Matson, back in the corner in the dip.
Oh,
We saw it the other day. We were like, "Wow, that JC Penney's still open."
That's what everybody says, and I know we're by. I love JCPenney. I love going there, and well, because there's a lot of room to move around, unfortunately, in the stores. But I grew up as a JCPenney kid, and still like going in there and getting a lot of good stuff. So
Yeah.
that's kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there to get a new suit to accommodate my COVID growth, my expansion.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
So the COVID-5.
the COVID 20,
Oh,
but
understand.
yeah,
Understand. Yeah, yeah,
too
yeah,
much
yeah.
DoorDash.
Yeah, but the pandemic is over. So I guess
Right.
that's why
Yeah.
you had to go out and freshen up your wardrobe a little bit, huh?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I've been working in sweatpants and
Oh yeah.
pajamas for the past 2 years, and I had to kind of get some new pants.
Can't tell you how many times I've said that working in the sweatpants and the shorts around here. Cameron, I was curious because, and we didn't really talk about it this season, but did you have any more contact with your miniature golf course that you were a part of?
Yeah. So unfortunately, my duties at UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, and the Office of Community Collaboration, between that and my art stuff, I just couldn't work the golf course as much as I wanted to, not directly. So I
Right.
had to say goodbye to the Douglas 18 miniature golf course.
Oh, I thought that
Yeah,
was a
it was
fun kind
sad.
of gig and to hear your stories and kids coming in and and showing them the course and having a little fun. I enjoyed hearing that and I realized the other day we hadn't talked about it, so I didn't know what the
Yeah, I
deal
mean
was.
the latest thing that I kind of took care of before I left was getting rid of our not so little cicada wasp problem.
Oh my. Oh my. Hey, Damon, are you having problems like that out south in Chicago? Cicadas and wasps and things?
The bees always come around in
Mm.
September. We haven't had too many cicadas. We did see one the other day walking the dog, and he like, yeah, what is that? Like, it looked like a little bird.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Yes.
but no, we're pretty decent out this way.
Yeah, mine is just the wasp and the hives and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. So yeah, yeah. I found one inside. It was a mutter inside my screen door, my back door, and I was like, "What the heck? How do you get in there?" But they found a way. They found a
Yep.
way. All right, guys, let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. And this is our Monday through Friday newsletter. I am going to tell you a little bit about it, and then we will get into what Khameron has to talk about in today's newsletter. Um, this is our African American attempt to woo the African American audience with our stories that pertain to us, by us. And we have a number of different areas that we talk about, including politics, which Khameron is very facile in, as well as social justice that Coy Malone brings to us, and LGBTQ rights that Quinn Townsend Riley brings to us, as well as now we're talking about our mental wellness. And Aprilette Russell has joined us to talk about that. We also talk about physical health and well-being. We have a check-in and check-up for your health segment, as well as the HBCU corner and the little-known Black history facts. So, and we throw in some birthdays as well. So that is absolutely free. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. Please just go to SybilWilkes.com, give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. Let's go, Khameron Riley, and let's talk about there is big doings in the state of Illinois to bring justice reform. Tell us about the Safety Act.
Yeah, Sybil, Damon, anybody else listening? I don't know if you know anybody in Cook County for any nonviolent offenses, but in January they might be getting out. The Illinois General Assembly and the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus wrote and passed this massive criminal justice reform bill known as the Safety Act. And there are so many different components to it that mandates body cameras for all Illinois cops, bans police chokeholds. It guarantees you rights to medical care if you get arrested, and special accommodations for pregnant women. The whole resisting arrest. If an officer were to charge you with that, they have to specifically cite what it is exactly you are resisting before they shackle you with that. But the big thing is the total elimination of cash bail, point blank, period. And that is landmark across the entire United States. Never again will you be held in jail and because you cannot afford your bail. Now, if you committed a violent offense, then of course, there are certain detainable offenses that are still in place. But if you committed a nonviolent crime, you can no longer be held in jail if you can't afford your bail. For those people who are in the jails across Illinois currently, they will have the opportunity to appeal their cases, and then a judge must rule whether or not they can be let out, and they will be appropriately released as they await trial.
And I wanted to ask you this earlier. Is this as of January 1st, 2023?
Yes. Happy New Year. As January 1st, 2023. People are going to be, can't you feel a brand new day?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that from you, Khameron, but okay.
And I would love to see that play at the jail.
He's on down, right?
Of course.
That would be something. Let's take our cameras and see how happy those folks are the day that they
question,
get out.
Khameron, does that mean there'll be no bail, or is it people that can't afford the bail? Is it based on income?
There is no bail anymore at all.
For these non-violent crimes.
Right.
Yes, for non-detainable offenses.
Non-detainable offenses.
Yeah. And this act, the Safety Act, is hundreds of pages, but it lists the non-detainable offenses.
Wow.
This has caused an onslaught of right-wing propaganda. Damon, you're probably aware that people are calling this the purge law, where they think that they're just going to fling open the jails and let a whole army of murderers and rapists free. That is not the case.
Even the non-detainables who have the right to get out are not going to get out right away if they got to go through a court order.
Exactly.
That's not going to just like January 1st free. So
all willy-nilly, as it were.
Of course, I backed up in every aspect. So that's, So if you're out there and you're not ready for Jerome to come home, ladies, you got a chance to break up with your new boyfriend.
Yeah, you got a little bit of time, but time does fly. And
let him down easy.
Okay. In more ways than one. Absolutely. Well, cool. I hope that you will keep us up to date on that. This is, and as you said, this was the effort of the entire Black Legislative Caucus, right?
Yeah, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, passed it as is. So good for them. This is obviously a huge win for us all. And Illinois is serving as a model for other, mostly Democratic states. Mm-hmm. The thing that worries me, though, is that, we're about to get a lot of people released from jail just aimlessly in the community.
Yeah.
And it's going to put a bunch of burdens on like community organizations to get people educated and to get them jobs.
To get them homes, for places to live. And as you say, jobs and what have you. So this is going to be interesting, and especially in light of the fact if the Republicans keep sending migrants to the cities. Now, I think the city of Chicago is close to 1,000. Other cities, Washington, D.C. and New York City are a little bit higher. But the state of Texas has sent over 10,000 people. And so that's just an aside. But as you say, we're already kind of bursting at the seams, right? In terms of providing facilities and other programs and what have you for people who will soon be released.
Yeah.
Wow, it's interesting times. Manuel Murphy says Republicans are running TV negative ads on Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker already. Yeah, they have been doing it. And tell me if this is true, guys. I heard this, that not only are they running negative ads about J.B. Pritzker, but they aren't mentioning their guy that they want to win, the Republican Bailey.
It's just smear campaigns.
So it's like, we don't want J.B. Pritzker, but if you want to vote for the other guy, what's his name? And it's like...
And he has this Southern country twang that there's no way he should be able to represent the state of Illinois just because of the way he speaks. If he get in, then damn it, Willie Wilson needs to be mayor, and let's just let Willie do his thing. I think I'm down with Willie and his cause, because I've always said politicians spend so much money advertising that they could spend that money on initiatives, and he put his money where his mouth is for the initiatives.
Right.
He just needs to do all his debates and campaigns via text. You could win, Willie, if you just text. Just text only. Like, just act like you have a impediment. But yeah,
there's an
run, Willie, run. Text.
Don't speak. There's an old Woody Allen movie. It's called Radio Days, and this woman, like Singing in the Rain, has a voice that's just grates against your ears. Mm-hmm. And the line that I still remember out of that is, "Shh, don't speak." And that's what you want to say to Willie. I like you, Damon. I love that he is really putting his money where it's needed, and especially in the recent gas giveaways.
Gas and groceries.
Yeah, that's right.
But just do via text. Well, now on his commercials, he lets the commercial do all the talking, and he's like, "I'm Willie Wilson. I approve of this message." And I am not making fun. I am down with Willie. If I could still vote in the city of Chicago, since they caught me in the last election, I would vote for Willie. He has my vote.
Vote for Willie. Folks,
Run, Willie, run.
If you don't know Willie Wilson, look him up. There will be some video out there. Yes, his name is Willie Wilson. He is a millionaire, a self-made millionaire, made his money with McDonald's franchises. And he is a multi-millionaire. So much so that he has given millions of dollars away in gas and grocery giveaways, as Damon has said. And this isn't the first time that he's done it when gas was sky high. He's done it in the past. And people say, oh, it's a scheme, it's just a political ploy. But he's doing it. He's doing things that, other people, say, oh, that's not, he's doing it, and people are benefiting from it. And if that's the way you want to buy a vote, I don't have a problem with it in these times where things are so difficult.
Exactly. Don't give it to the media companies. Give it to the people.
That's right. That's right.
Run, Willie, run.
Hey. We're a media company. So if you would like to, if you'd like to buy some time here, Willie, just let us know.
Yeah, of course.
And if you'd like to buy me some gas, Willie, let me know.
Okay. And it's not just the Chicagoland area. I mean, it is, but it's really spread out. It's like north side, west side, and south side, and what have you, where he's buying people gas in the gas stations around the city. So I do want to talk about the first African-American woman to serve as Atlanta's top prosecutor. She is Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis. And she is running this investigation into the proposed or the alleged political practices of Donald Trump and his types from the 2020 election, especially in the state of Georgia. This is a part of the election where where Donald Trump went to the Secretary of State. I said, I need 11,870 votes. It was 11,000 and something. And so that discussion that, the Secretary of State recorded and things but it gets deeper than that. And so now she is getting deep into the weeds, and she believes that the grand jury will be finished with a lot of their questioning and people being called subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury. There are at least 17 people who know that they are going to be called if they have not been called already. One of them is, of course, Rudy Giuliani, and the other are the fake electors. Those people who were proposing to submit their own slate of electors when it was obvious that Donald Trump was not going to win the state of Georgia. And they created an alternative slate of electors, if you will. And they are also going to be called. And I suspect that it's also going to be the woman who is the GOP chairwoman for Coffee County, Georgia. And it's just recently come out that, she said she had nothing to do with it, with a breach of the voting system in that county. And video has shown that she's not only bringing people in who are now viewed as the perpetrators of the voting breach, but she spent a lot of time inside. Video has shown that she was there with them as this breach was taking place. So it's going to be interesting. And she says in this interview in the Washington Post, she says that some people will go to prison in the 2020 election probe. And she says Donald Trump may be one of those, at least to be called, be subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury. Whether he appears or not, we don't know. You know what he does with that. And when he does appear, when he was deposed in New York State, remember, with Letitia James, the Attorney General, he pleaded the Fifth Amendment 440 times, according to his count.
Wow.
So no telling what this will look like in the state of Georgia. But I'm so proud of these women who are doing their due diligence and as prosecutors and holding the people who have done wrong, holding their feet to the fire. So that is absolutely great. And to show her bipartisanship, she's also indicting rappers and
rap gangbangers who have detailed crimes in their songs. And she's playing this, and she's her sister, so she's like, "What did he just say?"
Yeah.
Oh. It wasn't even an investigation. It was a commute. She's like, wait a minute. Did he just say he shot?
Over by.
Where?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. One more thing in our newsletter I'd like to bring your attention to. Every once a week, we do have the wonderful services of CPA Katrina M. Kraft talking about your taxes and things like that. And today is how to trim your high interest account balances as we are getting deeper into this inflation thing and telling people how to work with the credit card companies to reduce your balances. So that is the What You Need to Know newsletter, or just a few items from that. I promise you there's a lot more in there. And now it is time for us to move to what's really going on. That is our question of the day. So here's the deal. Several women, it started out as one, and now there are several women, isn't that always the way, accusing musician Adam Levine of Maroon 5 of having a relationship outside of his marriage. He denies that there was any affair, but he says that he did cross the line during a regrettable period of his life. Don't sweat, Damon. This isn't going to cause you any problems, I promise you.
None at all.
Okay. But he did have a number of direct messages with these women. So here's the question. There's a celebrity you have a crush on. You're crushing big time. But all things being equal, you're single, your crush is single. The object of your crush, who is it? Whose DMs would you slip into? And what's your opening line? As a writer, Khameron, I will give you a little time, but I want to hear you, Mr. Smooth, with your nice JCPenney suit. What is your opening line with your and it could be a celebrity or maybe not. I would prefer to hear who your celebrity crushes are. And it doesn't have to just be entertainment. You know, you could have a crush on
Maxine Waters.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, I'll be like, hey, auntie.
Let me reclaim that time.
Hey, auntie.
So I would love to hear from everyone who is watching and listening. Who is that celebrity you have a crush on? And who is that person whose DMs you would slip into? And what's the opening line? Just give us an idea. And I think Damon's is fine. Let's start there. Yeah. Right. Everybody needs that.
That's a safe answer.
Maxine
from my
Waters.
household. Miss Maxine, Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie. I want no trouble.
Okay. and you know what? I had a friend of mine say the other day, Barbara Eden could still get it. And I was like, really?
Yep.
And so, Damon, your opening line to the Congresswoman Maxine Waters would be,
I just told you to be like Killmonger. Hey, auntie. Come reclaim some of your youth. Let me pick your wigs this morning. Let me select your wig today, baby.
You have to cover your own face on that one.
Yeah. Hey, auntie.
Okay, and there may be more than one. Yolanda, you had one already put up there. Sure. Can you go to that? Joy Route on YouTube says, Freddie from the Pivot Podcast. All right, okay, my line, take me. Good.
That's all you need nowadays.
Good. That's all you need, huh? You don't have to work very hard, do you, Khameron?
No, not really. No.
He says as he smooths down his mustache.
Not if you're the object of the conquest. No.
Okay. But if you are on the prowl for your conquest, what would you say?
Might have to put in some work. I'm a Nicki Minaj enthusiast. Always have. Always have been.
An enthusiast, are you?
Yeah. I've got a weak spot for the hood rats, man. Always have.
Okay. All right, we're gonna put that in your biography too.
Right.
Yeah, put it on my tombstone. Here lies Khameron, had a weak spot for the hood rats.
Right.
Especially the island ones. Yeah. And I would just slide in her DMs and say, hey, I'm outside with a 6-piece with lemon pepper and fries. Your move.
Your move.
All right. Your move.
What you gonna let my arm fall off holding the 6-piece?
Right. Take me.
You should take her a surgery Groupon.
And a discount for some extra Botox. Tighten up that thing.
Wow. Okay. So Nikki could get it, and your opening line was, "Hey, I got a 6-piece outside your crib and a pepper."
Yep, 6-piece lemon pepper mild sauce. Your move.
Come on, Sybil, what you got?
I think that it would be. I've always just really been a fan of. I mean, the obvious ones are Idris and and that. But I would say that comedians can do it for me all the time, and
just don't say J. Anthony Brown.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no! Oh God, no! No.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
But I love smart, funny people, and which all of you all are. And so I was thinking about this the other day. May he rest in peace, David Arnold. And never slipped into his DMs, Julie. Know that. But always, I am weak for you, and just to take off on one of his old acts was, this ain't for the weak. And so, I am weak for you. I just thought that David was just, one of a kind and one of the funniest ever. So that would be one of them. That would be one of them. The other one would be to a certain young football player, a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And let's play catch.
That's your line.
Right around the goal line. Yeah.
The goal line.
He could go all the way.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Damon. I will call you the next time I need to do that. Slide into somebody's DMs. Absolutely. Janae Brown on YouTube said, Blair Underwood. Hey, Mr. Sexy Man.
Oh,
yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Gail Artist Maxwell, of course. She says this on Facebook. Maxwell, I have to show you a little something.
See what she did there.
You see what she did there? Yeah, she took the thing and then she Renita Bland, our friend on Facebook, says LL Cool J, I love everything you've ever done.
Sure, yeah, that'll
started with licking your lips. Okay, I'm sorry, I put that in there. Janet Ferguson says Dr. Dre and Jamie Foxx, if only for one night.
Both? Is that?
Hey. Janet's grown.
All right, yeah.
Lamar Clark on YouTube says Joy Reid and wait. Don't take this away, Yolanda. We need to go into this a little bit. Joy Reid and Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, I see where he went there.
That is such an interesting combo platter there, Lamar. Okay, Joy Reid.
I don't get the Joy Reid, but we all had a little thing for Ginger. But to be honest, Marianne was the thickest.
So and with the little, cut off shorts.
And she was the first Daisy Duke.
Yeah, exactly. Before you even knew what that was, she was she was wearing it. So Joy Reid and Ginger from. Well, the thing is, you could still get it with Ginger because I think she's the only one of the crew that's still alive.
Oh, you mean Joy? Oh, from Gilligan. She's
from Gilligan's Island. Yeah. And I like the way you think about Joy because obviously you love a good-looking woman who is also brilliant and does really, really great journalistic work. So I get that. Too. Joylyn Wright says, come close to me, baby. Says that on Facebook. Come close to me. All right. Okay. Could you help her get in touch with Khameron there, Damon?
Sure. I'll give Rashid a call and let her know what's happening.
Thank you very much. Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook. Okay. All right. Now you're stepping on just one of my
Oh, she went too far with that one.
Yeah. Charlotte Bowen Bellamy, Eric Benet, and Ted Mills of Blue Magic. Okay. Eric Benet. Okay. All right. Come on, chocolate legs.
That's a range, though. Anybody steal from Blue Magic, that's like Joy Reid and Ginger.
That is a tremendous range, right? We're talking generationally.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not mad at you, not judging. Absolutely. Barbara Ferguson says, oh, yes. Oh, so this is great. So Barbara Ferguson on YouTube says, Ralph Angel, I have a pineapple for you. So she is taking two things here. She's taking the actor who is Ralph Angel on Queen Sugar, and she's combining his name, his character's name, with the act of Girls Trip. And remember,
that's a grapefruit.
Yeah. But I think that's
same thing.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Grapefruit, and maybe the pineapple once you peel it would be a little bit better than the grapefruit. I don't know. Janice Wade on Facebook says, comment talk. Janice Wade on Facebook says, comment talks too much. Ask Tom and Jay, the two other fellas that talk too much. Okay. but I will tell you that I have had a friend who was in a situation with comment, and he really could have gotten it. He really could have. I was more of her wing woman, and she said that he really did. He just started talking, and she's like, finally she's looking at her watch, is like, are we gonna do this or not? And time to get to it.
We've moved past the hypothetical now. Okay. Hey, Tom, I ain't said a word on this situation.
Too funny. Do you guys have Kimberly Jackson? I'm gonna get you guys to think about if you have any others you'd like to suggest. Kimberly Jackson, Ed Gordon can interview me anytime, and you are right. Smooth Ed Gordon. They don't call him Smooth Ed for nothing. Absolutely. Good time. Cameron, you think of anybody else?
Oh, I mean, if I had to take a moonshot and it was guaranteed that she would reply, I would just tell Beyonce, time to pay him back.
He says with a straight face.
Let's get even.
Right. Time to get even.
All right. Okay. All right. I like, you know what? Shoot for the stars. You're right. You said a moonshot. Shoot for the stars. You know, what's the worst that could happen? This is all hypothetical. This is all an opportunity for us to have a little fun. If all things were being equal, if you were single, your celebrity crush was single, and you were able to slip, and you did slip into his or her or their DMs, who would it be, and what would you say? What would you say, Damon?
I'm not doing this, Sybil. Because anybody I could think of, I probably could reach, and that could create a problem. Okay. That's why I went with the old stars. Okay.
Okay.
We had Jeannie. Where's Sophia Loren? Sophia Loren, is that safe?
That's safe enough. That's absolutely safe enough. Our friend SD Marks on Facebook said, just logging on and didn't hear the question, but my answer is always Idris Elba. I hear you, Doc. So SD Marks, the question is, all things being equal, and how this all came to mind is that Adam Levine of Maroon 5 has gotten into a little bit of trouble. One woman has alleged that she had an affair with him. He denies it, but now other women have come forward and said, we may not have had affairs, but we did have major flirtations. And he slipped into my DMs here, and he slipped into my DMs there. And so the question is, if you were single, and if your crush was single, a celebrity person, who would it be, and what would your first line be? So with Idris, it could be, you really are a beast. I'm just suggesting something there for you, Doc. I don't know. Or show me what a beast you are. So those are just a couple of the things that we are talking about. And as we wrap up, Damon's not going to play our little reindeer game, so you have one more opportunity there, Khameron, to give us one. If you have one, don't like we say, don't force it if it don't fit.
Yeah, I'd have to think pretty hard on the others.
That's all right. So I hope you all have had fun. I've enjoyed your answers, and Damon, we will return to our regular programming.
All right.
Okay. It's now time for our trending topics, and guys, first of all, Damon, tell us where you've been and where you going.
I'm going a lot of places, Sybil. This weekend, I'm actually going to Bakersfield. Have a show with some more at the Fox Theater.
Oh, nice.
That'll be Saturday. And then that Monday, I'll be doing Earthquakes XM radio show.
Oh, great.
That'll air Tuesday. That Monday night, I'll do the Improv with D-Ray in Hollywood. And then the weekend after that, which is the 30th and the 1st, Detroit, going back to the Detroit area for the Punchline Comedy Club. But coming up, I'm doing some panels with Black Enterprise Magazine. I got a bunch of stuff, so we'll just start.
Awesome.
We'll leave it to there. Yeah,
awesome.
We'll leave it to there. Yep,
I'm
got a lot of stuff
excited.
coming up in October. Yep.
That's awesome, and this is a lot of heavy travel time for you. So be safe out there. Yep. And Khameron, what do you have?
Oh boy. Well, I just got the Ignite Fund grant, totaling $6,000 to fund an adaptation of my latest play into a short film called Coronary Artery. Coronary Artery explores the intersection of how public health and public service and how the neglect of those two destroys Black families with regards to the Chicago transit system, specifically the coronary artery of the city itself, the Red Line train.
Great.
Sybil and Damon, as you all know, my journeys across the Red Line have been perilous, and the Red Line, to say the least. Yeah, to say the least, and the Red Line has become a stage for all of the public health issues that Chicago itself suffers from. And so this play is about what a family must sacrifice in order to advance, and how we take all of that Red Line stuff with us, and how it just, if left unmitigated, how it can destroy us.
Wow, that's heavy and deep, and I'm glad that you're getting funding for it. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely.
And we hope it sheds some light and enhances some awareness.
Absolutely. Yep. Damon, am I wishing your prodigy son a happy birthday? Isn't that soon?
It's tomorrow, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes.
Happy
September 21st. Yep. He'll be 30, man.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you ready for that?
Is he ready for that? Yeah. He's getting old. I ain't getting old.
No, you are getting younger. Absolutely.
That's not happening.
Absolutely. Well, happy birthday to him. Another wonderful young man there. This is National Voter Registration Day. We've had Black Voter Registration Day just recently, and this is around the country registration day. And so please, if you have not, check your voter registration status. Confirm that you are registered. If you are not, if you've been purged from the rolls, go out there and register again. Do what you need to do. We are exactly 7 weeks from the November 8th midterm election. Please, please, please. We can't say it enough. This is going to be one of the most, if not the most, consequential election in a very long time. And we're seeing some advances and some pushback on a lot of these advances, but be a part of the solution and don't just bitch about it, okay? And that's not a word I like to use a lot anyway, but I will say in this case. Yeah. The weather. And Damon, this isn't affecting you as you're headed out west, or at least that we know of, but folks who are planning their Caribbean vacations, I'm not sure, because we're talking some fierce hurricanes that have now. Hurricane Fiona started out as a little tropical depression, and I made it a Cat 1 and Category 1, and now Category 3. Dumped a lot of rain on Puerto Rico. And these people still haven't recovered from earlier hurricanes in that island, on that island of Puerto Rico. But it's now heading towards Bermuda after battering Turks and Caicos. And Damon, you know what that is, especially one who has done all of the cruise ships and those areas there, and what that can do to obviously to business there. Because
that's just what I was about to say. It sounds like the cruise itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's so unfortunate because those places are already impoverished in certain circumstances, but they're some of the most beautiful places you want to ever see. And it's a shame that in paradise they have to go through the peril. But
right.
We're going to pray for them. Puerto Rico just can't get a break. Their power grid is shaky, and now it's down again. And you know, I don't know what the solution is, because these current hurricanes are becoming more frequent and more powerful.
Yep.
And more destructive as they come through. So we just have to, as we say, send our thoughts and prayers, and hopefully that they can shore up their infrastructure so that they can be better prepared for them.
And that's the thing, Damon, because you talk about shoring up their infrastructure, and they showed pictures of after, I believe it was Hurricane Maria, one of the last hurricanes that really devastated Puerto Rico. And they showed a bridge that was just washed away the other day by this Hurricane Fiona that had just been put up after Maria came through and did her thing. And so not only do we want to see their infrastructure to follow up and to give them some real solid foundation, but to make sure that it's hurricane proof, if there is such a thing.
Exactly.
And we're in the midst of this, we're in the midst of the United Nations convention, right now. And we need to bring this conversation literally center stage. I mean, as Damon said, the world's only going to get hotter. The hurricanes are going to be more and more stronger. And to put it realistically, these are all the places that we like to go on vacation.
Sure. Yeah.
So where are we going to go when they're underwater?
And look at the other side of the country, in Mexico, where they had earthquakes that, the Pacific coast of Mexico. And so this is, and it's strong enough that it went far enough in that people in Mexico City could feel the strength of this earthquake. So you got that. You got the typhoon in Alaska that we talked about yesterday, and you got this in the Caribbean. Fiona will be near Bermuda and then threaten Atlantic Canada in the coming days. It will not threaten mainland U.S., but will produce high surf and rip currents along the East Coast. So, all of those people who are surfers will be out there taking advantage of that.
Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Slowly moving away from the Turks, and will now head at least with this brush with Bermuda, as I said. So please be careful. And if we can do anything, if you come across those organizations that want to send money and whatever else, food and clothing to those people that are once again affected, let's try to help them in whatever way we can. And because that's what we do. We try to take care of our folks, check on them, and check in with them.
Yes.
This is awful. This particular story, federal authorities have charged 47 people in what they are calling the largest fraud scheme yet to take advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic by stealing and defrauding the government of $250 million.
Wow.
Federal authorities have charged 47 people in Minnesota with conspiracy and other counts in what they said this week was the largest fraud scheme yet to take advantage of the pandemic by stealing $250 million from a federal program that provides meals for low-income children.
Come on, G.
Prosecutors say the defendants created companies that claimed to be offering food to tens of thousands of children across the state of Minnesota, then sought reimbursement for those meals through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's food nutrition programs. And prosecutors say few meals were actually shared, and the defendants used that money to buy their luxury cars, property, and jewelry.
And they would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling, hungry children.
Those pesky little hungry brats.
Right.
This is just when you think that, you know, we're all in this together, the pandemic, and we want to be there to help each other and do things. And
people are cashing out.
People show their uglier, most inhuman sides.
And they were so arrogant about it too. Usually you would take the money and you flee the country to Costa Rica, but they bought a couple cars, a couple houses, and stuck around.
They stayed in Minnesota. Now, nothing's wrong with Minnesota, but I'm thinking you take the money and run, right?
Right. You gotta skip down. Rule number 1 of fraud.
I didn't know the order of the rules there, Khameron, but thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you got to get to a non-extraditable city or state or country, I should say, where they don't have an extradition treaty with America. That's first. As soon as the first check comes, chum.
Right.
Now you want to go down and hang out where Prince used to be.
You want to buy.
You're going to go popping bottles at First Avenue. Like, yeah.
Not the smartest, not the brightest bulbs in the lamp. No.
But just shows how inadequate our government and our government agencies are, because of course these are people that are getting caught now and they're coming to the forefront because of they figured out a way to crack the code to get the money from the government. But defense contractors have been scamming us in our face with paperwork and paper trail to prove it, charging $15,000 for a hammer and $100,000 for a box of nails. So, you know, it's just the money is there. It's a shame they didn't ball out and leave out. But, you know, unfortunately, the children that didn't get the meals. I don't even think it's $250 million worth for hungry people in Minnesota. Much less just the children. Somebody should have saw a red flag with that one.
Oh my gosh. And if it's happening there, it's happening elsewhere. And
yeah, we're going to see a lot more of these for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry that we have to say goodbye to one of baseball greats, Willie Wilson. The base stealing Dodger great has died. He was initially known as not only as a great baseball player, but as a base stealer. He intimidated pitchers with his base stealing prowess as a shortstop for the Los Angeles Dodgers on 3 World Series champion teams. He was 89 years old. He played on the World Series title teams in 1959, 63, and 65. During his first 8 seasons with the Dodgers, he also played for Pittsburgh and Montreal before coming back to the Dodgers. From 69 to 72, he had quite a long career. He retired then. And during his 14-year career, he batted .281 with 86 stolen bases in 1,942 games. He broke Ty Cobb's single-season record for stolen bases with his 97th stolen base in September of 1962, almost 60 years ago. And the season became the first player to steal. That season, he became the first player to steal more than 100 bases. And just a really nice guy. Had an opportunity to meet him in passing, and another one of those really nice men. All right.
Thank God he played in Los Angeles, because if he played in Mississippi, they'd have tried to lock him up for them stealing bases. They don't even got to wait. You say he's what?
He stole what?
He stole the base. Life.
Okay. I want to get your thoughts on this. This came out today that the Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears child molestation lawsuit has been dismissed, and the young woman identified as Jane Doe has spoken. They're no longer fighting the child molestation lawsuit because the Jane Doe who filed the suit has now dismissed it for good. And according to the reports, the plaintiff asked the judge to dismiss the case with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled again. The woman sued both of them, also issued a statement. Amongst the allegations that the 2 comedians groomed and misled the children and molested the 2 children several years ago.
Well, you know, we don't know what happened, but it was from what was surfaced, it was unfortunate pranks or whatever they were doing. But they also said that there was no basis for her charges. Many different lawyers had turned her down. So I hope Tiffany rises above this. I don't really know what's going to happen with Aries Spears because he has other problems.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for Tiff to get through this and put it behind her.
And she did speak to that. She sued both of them, but issued a statement only saying, I've known Tiffany Haddish for many years, and we now know she would never harm me or my brother or help anyone else do anything that could harm us. We wish Tiffany the best and hope that we can put this behind us. But she did not mention Aries Spears.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it for what is going on, the trending topics. We still had a lot of other stuff, but I'm glad we got those stories. And now let us go to this story that has just come out, Damon. And this is a fellow that I'm really crazy about. I've not tried to slip in his DMs, but I've had the opportunity to meet him. Chris Redd, the great comedian, is out at Saturday Night Live. He is the latest one. NBC announced bringing the tally of departed cast members since May to 8 before the season premiere on October 1st. Chris Redd was known for the sketch comedy impersonations of New York City Mayor Eric Adams, ESPN Stephen A. Smith, which I absolutely love, and actor Will Smith. And he called his 5 seasons there the experience of a lifetime. And he said, now I walked into 30 Rock knowing this was an amazing opportunity for growth. And I leave with memories I will cherish forever.
Yeah, he did a great Kanye as well.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. He's a nice guy. I got a chance to hang out with him and perform at the Laugh Factory when Kenan Thompson was doing his national comedy circuit.
Yeah.
And Chris, and actually he he spent a lot of his life here in Chicago.
Yep.
And so, man, I don't know what's on. I hope it's bigger and better. Did Kenan also officially leave?
No, it's not official. I'm wondering what will happen there, Damon. I haven't heard anything, but it seems like, he's not going to be the one to turn the lights out there.
Yeah, he trying to keep that good A job, huh?
Right. And I liked his TV show, Kenan, and Chris Redd was one of his co-stars.
Yep.
I thought that was a really good TV show.
Yeah, nice premise. It was a good show. I wish nothing but the best for both of those guys. Seriously, they're really nice people.
Absolutely. Big fans of theirs. I'm wondering, Khameron, are you one, and I don't even know about you, Damon, but I suspect your Saturday nights are pretty full. Are you one to watch Saturday Night Live, Khameron?
Yeah. Whoever the guest is, usually I try to tune in then. But I mean, yeah, Saturday Night Live was one of like the national stages for improv comedy, good old fashioned like improv stuff. And
yeah, Second City for sure.
Yeah, and Chicago's always had a huge presence there. So I always try to catch it when I can.
Yeah, and Damon? I watch Monday Afternoon Recorded.
Right.
They might call it Saturday Night Live, but I watch Monday Afternoon Recorded. So,
I hear you. Absolutely.
Depending on who's hosting, especially, I tune in. Like you say, it's just a great platform, and I hope it also continues to spawn new stars and stays around and gives opportunity. I hope the show remains relevant to the point where it can, open up some doors for some other people. Because Chris Redd came out of nowhere, and now he's a household name, and he's probably on to bigger and better. I hope.
I really love that they stepped up and got more people of color to be a part of that show, and the women that have come out of this, Sashir Zameda is now on an ABC series, and of course Leslie Jones, we know, and the guys as well. Michael Che's still there. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
That's my man.
So we wish them a lot of luck. And if you're looking for somebody to star, Stephen Hill is always available. That's something he's always wanted to be a part of Saturday Night Live. And Damon Williams would be a great physical comedian to have on your show too.
Oh,
yeah, I could do. Who can I impersonate though? That's the question. I'm gonna have to work on that. Who could I impersonate?
You know what? That would be very fun because Kevin Hart, he didn't make it there, but I think you could. I absolutely do. Thanks,
thank
guys. I appreciate you so much. I've had an interesting afternoon, obviously, talking to you as always. I appreciate your time, and get out there and enjoy the good weather before it totally goes away.
Hey, but I'll take the Hulk over the hurricane any day.
Okay, you got a point there. Before we leave, I'd like to share with you our daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. A good communicator says what they mean and mean what they say. A good communicator. A good communicator says what they mean and mean what they say. From this very poor communicator, I wish you all a good evening. Aloha.